Every time the man dealt with a corpse, he would cut off the clothes of the deceased, leaving them completely naked. Today, a beautiful woman had been brought in. He couldn't wait to cut off her clothes. Suddenly, the woman's eyes opened.
Where am I?
He told her that she was in a funeral home and that she had died in a car accident. The woman stared wide-eyed, remembering that she had been drunk driving, and indeed there had been an accident. The man, seeing she didn't believe him, pulled out her death certificate from a nearby shelf. It clearly stated that she had died in a car accident 8 hours ago. He took a sponge and began cleaning her wounds. The woman didn't understand what he was doing. It turned out the man was an embalmer. The woman still believed she wasn't dead. She begged him to let her go, but the man didn't respond. The woman was terrified and tried to escape, but she couldn't muster any strength. The man sewed up her wounds. Strangely, she didn't feel any pain. He injected her with some mysterious liquid, and the woman instantly passed out. When she woke up, she found herself alone in the room. She felt for her pulse and couldn't detect a heartbeat. She slammed her hand against the bed, but felt no pain. She tried to escape, but the door was locked. Just then, her boyfriend arrived at the funeral home. She heard his voice, calling out to her through the door, but he couldn't hear her. She tried calling him, but the phone line had been cut. By the time the man opened the door, she begged him to let her go, but he still wouldn't agree. He told her that the reason he could see her was because he had a special gift, the ability to communicate with the souls of the dead. However, the woman didn't believe him. He pulled the black cloth off the mirror and told her to look at herself. When she saw her reflection, her skin was as white as paper. Finally, she believed that she was really dead. She sighed deeply. The man quickly wiped away the fog on the mirror. On the day of the funeral, the man dressed her up with great care. She wanted one last look at herself. The man handed her a mirror. As she gazed at her reflection, she sighed again. She saw the fog in the mirror once more. Only then did she realize she wasn't really dead. But by then, it was too late. The man injected her with the drug again, and she instantly passed out. He took a photo of her and pushed her outside. Her boyfriend had arrived by then. As he was about to place a ring on her finger, her lips twitched slightly. But sadly, no one noticed this detail. After mourning, he closed her coffin. Then he pinned her photo to the wall. What was shocking was that he had covered the entire wall with photos like hers. This meant that all of these victims were his work. When the woman woke up again, she found herself buried in the ground. She was terrified, desperately banging on the coffin. But no matter how much she screamed, no one could hear her. And just like that, she was buried alive.